Welcome to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social, where we help you stay ahead of social media trends, share the latest news, and highlight the strategies that are working to help you grow your business. Now let's join our hosts, Tristan and Jeff, in 3, 2, 1.
Are you struggling to set yourself apart in the real estate sea of sameness? Do you struggle to decide where to market, how to market, or what to put into your marketing to help you stand out? It's probably because your brand isn't dialed in. A great brand involves a lot more than a photo, a logo, and a tagline, friends. That's because people don't do business with a logo. They do business with a person. Our friends at BrandFace can help you define, develop, and display your personal brand so you can stand out, outmarket, and outsell your competition. It is time to unveil your inner star. Head to powerbrandtraining.com and check out their free training video. Again, powerbrandtraining.com. That's all one word. powerbrandtraining.com. Check out their free training video. It will be worth your time. If you're not watching this, you should see Tristan's hat. You should go to YouTube and check it out because it's pretty badass, if I don't say so myself.
I mean, it is a good logo, buddy. I got to tell you, I get a lot of compliments on that logo.
Thanks, pal. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. So welcome back. This is episode 61 of the Social Genius Podcast, brought to you by Drunk on Social. And we have got some topics for you today. Tristan, lead it off.
All right, man. I just talked to Sean Cannell. He runs Think Media, 2 million YouTube followers, 2 million, just a little bit over 2 million. And he says he's an overnight success that took 10 years, which is crazy, right? 10 years, and he does really well. He mentioned something that I mentioned last time to us, and I'm going to go back to my notes. He said, we invest, and this is because a lot of our audience is real estate. He says, we invest in real estate for equity and return on investment. And that's what we should do on YouTube. Because YouTube on the long term, you can have a video that's 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. And guess what? It's still popping up because of SEO, because of the description. Right? So he says that was key. And I asked him this because this applies to you and I. I said, if you were going to start all over today, would you just jump on TikTok? Because the numbers are insane. He's like, that's a great question. No, I wouldn't. He said, what I would do is this. I would do a video podcast, which is what the fuck we're doing. Surprise. Surprise, everybody. Video podcast that I would stream into YouTube. Grab the podcast, throw it onto podcast through a company, either Podbean or he said Buzzsprout, which we have to check because Buzzsprout has dynamic ads. And by the way, he said, if you're running a video / podcast like we're running, you should also upload the video into Spotify because Spotify now holds videos. So I'm like, oh, I'm taking notes. Hold on. Right? So he says, now when you do that, you might as well have a team. And if you don't have a team, this was new to me. He goes, go to a company called Repurposed House, and they'll repurpose your long form video and they'll dice it up into all these pieces. Now they're not as quick as what you and I have, Jeff, but they'll come back and they'll give you all these pieces and then you can upload them into, he said, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook Reels, right? And YouTube Shorts. And he said, Tristan, LinkedIn's coming up with Reels just around the corner. I'm like, whoa, dude, I didn't know that. So that was cool. And I was like, well, that just kind of reconfirmed what Jeff and I have been doing for a while and what we tell people to do. And so I thought that was awesome because people are always asking, well, what should I do? He said, Tristan, I didn't even know my team had started a TikTok channel, but my 24-year-old social media manager decided to run a TikTok channel, and now we're at 40,000 subscribers. And all he's done is repurpose all of my YouTube videos into 60-second clips. And I thought, wow, dude, that's pretty awesome. But that's what I wanted to start with, because we hear all this stuff about all of these different places to start. And I thought he did it so well. He told it so well that it empowers us, because as business owners, we don't always have the time to do all of this. So if we do one long form, like you said, hey, video podcast it, and then the rest can just be repurposed everywhere else. And I took the liberty to look at some numbers as of April, because I wanted to see, okay, well, maybe he's wrong. Maybe we should start a TikTok, right? Well, check out the numbers. Monthly active users, all right? Monthly active users. Facebook, 2.9 billion. YouTube, 2.2 billion. And by the way, there are 23,000 YouTubers with over 1 million subscribers as of earlier this year. That's not a lot, dude. 23,000 with 1 million plus subscribers. That's not a lot. With the amount of, 2.2 billion active users.
I wonder how that compares to other platforms.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That is a good question. So you've got Facebook at 2.9, 2.2 is YouTube, Instagram is 1.4 active users, and TikTok is just over 1 billion now.
They're over 1 billion now.
Yeah, over 1 billion. And Snapchat, 500 million. I didn't even know they were there. They beat out Pinterest, which is 480, and Twitter, which is 397 million active users. I thought that was crazy, man.
Which Elon plans to grow, which we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah. And then lastly here, because we always push on TikTok, and I still believe that TikTok is the best place to go to if you want to get the fastest growth possible, right? But I also agree with Sean saying, hey, YouTube is kind of like the equity play long term, right? SEO. So I looked up TikTok and I thought, well, let's see how many mobile unique visitors they've had, right? And apparently they're at, look at this. I have some numbers here. April, this is just last month, 39.2 million mobile unique visitors in the United States. Right? That means unique visitors. And in our target audience, on our target demographic, that's important, because I want to know that many people are actually coming in, right? And US has a large amount of people looking at TikTok. And here was the important piece, because this is what we're always looking for. Because what we hear, you and I hear this, it's like, well, the majority of TikTok users are super young. Right? It's like, why are we still hear that? Mm-hmm. And so I've got the breakdown for you, and I'll put this into the link notes so it's there. But here's what we got. Percentage based in the US, TikTok users, ages 10 to 19, 32%, 32.5. Now the next one down, which is really close, 20 to 29. And to me, I'm thinking, well, can they buy a home? Yes, they can, right? Mm-hmm. 30, which is 29.5%. 29.5%, dude. That's the age that people are buying the most homes in, right? What was it, like 27 to 34? That's the age. Next one down is 16.4%, ages 30 to 39. And then 13.9%, ages 40 to 49. And then 7%, 50 plus. And I thought, damn, dude, that's impressive, because if 30% is ages 20 to 29, that's telling me a lot.
Yeah, well, it tells me that there's still a lot of opportunity, because if you think back to what Instagram and Facebook started as, it's coming. They're just going to continue to come.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things about TikTok, it's funny how we always start with a different platform and we end up talking about TikTok. It's so funny. The coolest thing I found about the research that we did here on TikTok was that this was different with all platforms, but I found this interesting. With TikTok, 83% of TikTok users have posted a video. And I think that was way higher than any other platform, because we're talking about video. How many times do we tell people that video is the way? And I think the more they get comfortable seeing videos pop up, the easier it is for them to turn around and be like, I'll shoot a video, right? And I think that's the gateway. And you know how they use the whole term gateway drug is marijuana, right? Well, look, this is the gateway social media outlet to using video consistently. It's TikTok. This is it. It's TikTok.
I like that. Exactly why I tell people that that's my cornerstone platform. For that reason. Love that, dude. I love that. And actually, in St. Louis is the gateway to the West, just in case you're curious.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that why you guys have the arch?
Oh, the arch, exactly right, correct.
Oh, it's so good. I like that. You know what? Let me throw that link into the chat. It's if you want to just look at it, it's called wallaroommedia.com. Walla Room is spelled WALLA, and then room ROOM and media.com. So wallaroommedia.com. All the stats there for TikTok as of April 2022. There are some amazing stats on there. Take a look at those. That was impressive, dude.
I love it. And that'll segue to the next topic. But before we go there, I will say that, we've been talking a lot about long form content, so going back to YouTube, and, you mentioned that platform for the repurposed house, which is exactly what you get if you sign up to coach with us. That's something that we're doing for you, probably more robust. Well, I know it's more robust. I've already looked at it. And coaching and strategy and all that kind of stuff. But that is the name of the game. So if you're paying attention and listening, Tristan and I are talking more and more about this. We're not saying don't do TikTok or Instagram Reels. We're saying get into long form by recording a 5 to 10 minute video talking about something, and then figure out a way, either by hiring us or hiring your own people, to go break that content into 3 to 5 short sub 60-second segments. Now you've got it. You did one video, and now you've got a bunch of content for a bunch of different places, and I think that's the best strategy right now, hands down.
You know what, dude? The more people, I'm surprised. This is surprising to me. The more people I'm talking to, the more people are listening to our podcast. So I think we've just doubled from 3 listeners to 6 listeners.
Oh.
No joke, man. I'm like, seriously, I'm talking to people and they're like, hey, I was listening to your podcast, and I'm like, which one? And like, the Drunk on Social one. I'm like, what? No way.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's all, I look, at this rate, if we're still doing this 10 years from now, we should easily be getting about 500 listeners. It's pretty amazing.
I was thinking we might crack 100.
I don't know. You're too pessimistic, Jeff.
Well, you know what? I'll start paying attention then, because I was dozing off there for a second because I didn't think you were paying attention. Well, let me segue then. Let's stay on TikTok, and this is just an interesting article that I came across. They're improving creator monetization, which we've talked about with 10-minute videos, but they're also adding this thing called Pulse program. And what I found most interesting about this, it's not as necessarily, maybe not relevant to you and I, but there's a couple of things that I thought interesting about it. Number one, they do talk about how, they are not ever probably going to be the dominant platform in terms of users, but they are the dominant platform in terms of total time spent in the app, which is very important because that's where you're getting eyeballs, you're getting people just constantly seeing you. But with this program, this is pretty innovative. For advertisers, you're basically, when you're in this Pulse program, they are going to show your ads alongside the top 4% performing clips. So like whatever's trending and going massively viral, you scroll, there's your ad, pop. So it's like they are intentionally setting up their algorithm to where advertisers are going to get the most optimized positioning in the app, because you're always going to be playing right beside the trending video, which I thought was just freaking brilliant on TikTok's part.
That is brilliant, dude. They're doing some pretty brilliant things. And I think if we can learn anything from them, is that they've taken one thing that they did extremely well, right? And they've shifted along the way on that one thing. And they keep on just expanding on it. And they treat their creators like YouTube treats their creators. That I think, now that I'm thinking about it out loud with you on the go, if we can learn from this on an entrepreneurial business side of this, as we're growing any business, whether we're talking about the consumer or where we're talking about our staff, look at TikTok on both ends. If we're looking at it on the consumer side, the biggest challenge I find, because I remember we run the real estate advisory board for Facebook and Instagram. Anytime there's a hacked Instagram account or a hacked Facebook account, I get a message in the real estate world. And they're like, Tristan, can you help us? And I'm like, my answer is this. It's sad to say, but Facebook and Instagram don't have a department for this. They literally ask you to go through a process that's so archaic and it solves nothing. And people lose their Instagram accounts. They lose their Facebook accounts. So everybody listening in, make sure you have, what is that? The extra step was a double verification.
Two-step authentication.
Two-step verification, authentication. Have that on, please, because you'll never get your account back. But on the other hand, TikTok, they don't do that much of a better job, but they treat you nicer and you can reach out to them and they'll email you back. Right. So that's one, they treat the consumer well. And on the other side, you look at YouTube, how they treat the creator, and they pay them and they cater to them and they send them, look at the plaques, right? Have you ever gotten a Facebook plaque? I've never gotten a Facebook plaque, but you look at YouTube.
One. You deserve one.
But YouTube plaques, right?
Yeah.
And then now we've seen TikTok plaques. It's the same thing. So they treat their creators really well. And the people that work there at TikTok in the United States on that side of it, they're very happy. And it's like the whole culture that Google has had for a long time, even though it's waned a little bit. But that's some good things to learn from them, dude, as you're talking about that.
But it just validates the fact that they are continuing to innovate. And it's just another reason. You're not there, you should be there. And that's just another reason to be there, is the innovation piece. So carrying forward, staying on the same theme, but onto a different platform, two pieces of news. Obviously, Twitter's in the news like every other article nowadays, if you follow along on the news. But number one, I already mentioned Musk plans to increase Twitter's user base by over 200% in the next 3 years. That doesn't come as a surprise. What I did find a little surprising is that they're testing a TikTok-like display format, which again goes back to, I don't know if you saw Elon Musk's Twitter tweet where he said something about, I'm going to buy TikTok and remove it or something like that.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. People took it seriously, yet here they are copying it. I know it was a joke, but the reality is again.
Dude, who do you put your money behind? Iron Man or TikTok? And Iron Man, I'm referring to Elon Musk. Come on, dude. That guy's absolute pure brilliance. He's crazy and eccentric, but if anybody can crack the algorithmic code or at least put the right people behind it, like, he's not going to care who he hires to make that happen. I strongly believe that we should all take a look at, again and again over this year, Twitter. Like, just keep your eyes open, because that platform is going to change for the better.
Yeah, because now it's trending For You pages. There's a hell of a lot more videos popping up. Now I don't have that yet. Mine still shows the old one, but the old version, because like I said, they're testing it. But you get used to it. Twitter used to be all text. It's now, if you scroll through Twitter, it's the vast majority is actually now more static images and videos. Which
I'm loving that. I'm loving the change. I really do. I love it. And then did you see, since we're on the TikTok here, did you see that TikTok announced that they're testing out gaming live on TikTok, so it can be a little bit more like Twitch? And I thought that was kind of cool, because you can play these games that are only, let's say, app based and maybe only even TikTok based. and it'll play into the cloud live so people can watch live. So all I need is really to play a game, my TikTok app, and I'll just turn it on. You could watch me play a game live, and all of a sudden now you have all of that younger audience, which is what they're already doing on Twitch, right? Just doing it on TikTok. I love that. That's just more eyeballs, more eyeballs. This is why they keep on winning the battle of eyeballs.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Twitter evolves, but I have a feeling that's what you're going to see a lot of. So if you don't like it, get over it, because it's coming. And I just see everybody following. I mean, there's no reason why everybody isn't. I do think Twitter is going to be freaking massively entertaining over the coming years. And I agree. I think figure out a way, which we're recording this at the beginning of May. May's challenge is 1 tweet a day. I think I'm at 1 so far.
You suck.
Yes. I keep forgetting to open up that app.
Dude, even with Elon buying it?
It's an easy one thing to fix, though. I could go tweet, 3 or 4 things in 5 minutes, so I'll catch up.
That's true. You can cheat your way up to the top. All right, what else you got for me?
I think you wanted to talk about NFTs.
I did. So, yeah, great. Oh, thanks for the reminder. So, a few days ago, Instagram announced that they're going to allow creators to post their NFTs that they've either bought or that they've created, and they're going to be able to display them. And it's also coming to Facebook too. So they said, even though we're more of a closed platform and an NFT is open, kind of like a blockchain, they're saying we want to play into this world and allow people to feel like there's a place to place these. And I think that's important to pay attention to, because let's say, Jeff, you and I just bought a home, and now we talked about this a little bit. When we bought the home, we also got an NFT of the title of the home, right? And that's how it was handed over, because it's tied to blockchain. And now they can trace the title. It's so much easier, right? That doesn't happen right now. But let's say that NFT... It's happening, just barely, just getting started. Yeah, there you go. Not prevalent. Good point. Now, let's say our NFT, which is my title for my house, is also a picture of the house or something like it. Now I can post that over to, well, not yet, but I'm going to be able to post it to Instagram or to Facebook. Now people are like, how does that have anything to do with it? I'm hearing NFTs now all of a sudden drop dramatically, and people are saying it's a bad investment, it's going to die out. I don't know what's going to happen to NFT. I know that NFTs have been around a long time, 10, 15, 20 years, just in different forms. They were not called NFTs, right? It was just called a digital picture. Or in some cases, like I've given examples before, it's like when I was playing Halo and I would buy things for my suit, or I'd upgrade a gun. If you play Fortnite, it's the same thing. If you play any game out there, it's the same thing. That's what NFTs are, but you can remove them out of that world and place them wherever you want. Now, the reason that they're going to be important in the future, if it catches on completely, is because of blockchain, the tie between NFTs and blockchain. Because now, whenever we transfer this NFT, and it's real estate related because we attached it to a home, that becomes important because we can trace where it goes. That's the importance of this whole process, not because a picture's cool or they're selling for $1 billion each, right? It's the tech behind it, so we're able to just perform the process is much smoother. And if I can agree. Look, I just bought a home, and the lending side was trash, right? And I'm on the real estate side, and I picked the lender, right? And I'm like,
well, you chose wrong, apparently.
Apparently I chose, you know what, Jeff? I should have used your team, but I should have used your team. Shame on me. Anyway, look, the lending side was garbage. And once we start bringing in more technology on this side, which is, hey, can we streamline this? Can we make our life easier? Is blockchain going to allow us to maybe perform title searches a lot easier, right? And what about escrow? How does this all flow a lot easier? Well, if everything's in one place, I don't have to worry about all this. And look, we're talking about HOA docs as well. We can convert those over to blockchain technology, and all of a sudden it's a lot easier because I don't have to wait for anybody. Everything's uploaded quickly, and we already know who owns what. That's where I think this all becomes a little bit better. But dude, I don't know. I think we're still a little bit further out, especially what happens during if we hit a recession. If we hit a recession end of the year, that always slows down progression on what, because people, the general audience, doesn't take as much risk, right? Usually in a recession, you have those extra wealthy individuals that love to take risks, like Grant Cardone, Warren Buffett. That makes sense. But I don't know, man. I'm in the middle. I still see NFTs being cool, but I think there might be a little bit of a dip. Do you remember what happened with Bitcoin? It dipped down and then all of a sudden it shot up. I think the same thing's going to happen with NFTs. They're going to dip down a little more, and then maybe in a couple of years you'll rehear it and it'll be like, boom. Oh, I should have bought it. I should have bought a shit ton of NFTs 3 years ago. I think that's what might happen.
Yeah, I still think people are struggling to understand it. I know they are. I'm still struggling to fully understand it, especially as it relates to the way you just described it, because it's not a stock like crypto is. Crypto acts like that. It's very similar, and it has a value per share, et cetera, whereas NFTs are a lot different than that. And NFTs are going to take over our world. You and I are going to be NFTs someday. It's going to be the equivalent of a social security number, essentially. And but yeah, that's the one thing I keep hearing people talk about, is the blockchain is so much more organized, and I disagree. Anybody who says it's not coming or it's going to phase is the same person that probably said the same thing about computers and cell phones and the radio and you name it, right? There's always going to be naysayers.
It's just going to take some time to identify which NFT program or website or idea is really going to take off. And then you're going to see that company start pushing more NFTs, and hey, this is how NFTs are going to work, right? Same thing with the metaverse. We don't know where that is. Same thing with anything else that's brand new. Look, Bitcoin, look what came out of the whole Bitcoin thing. It was Bitcoin, right? And then Ethereum, and then a whole bunch of other little ones. Well, we'll see what happens. Warren Buffett and his whole thing recently with Charlie Munger, you know about this one, that big event they do once a year where they have like 40,000 people. So every year, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, who run a Berkshire Hathaway, they have this event like our event. Jeff, we're going to do Social Genius in August, like our event, except we don't have 40,000 people at our event.
You're like 40.
And so we're 40. And then people sit into the event and they just listen to Warren and Charlie talk, and people ask questions, and somebody asks them, hey, what about Bitcoin? And Warren Buffett's like, no, Bitcoin's stupid. Don't do it, right? He literally said, don't do it. It's a waste. He goes, if you compare it to real estate or anything real like that, why in the hell would I buy Bitcoin over real estate? It just doesn't make sense in my head. So you still have those people that strongly don't believe in Bitcoin, right? And he says, do you really think that the United States government is going to pick up Bitcoin? Think about it. Why would they pick up Bitcoin? Don't you think they want to just go deeper with the dollar?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm still in the middle. I own
NFTs,
digital coins, NFTs, but just to understand them better. That's the only reason I bought them. Yeah, buddy.
Interesting. So just in case you're wondering, we'll wrap up on this. Elon Musk's most recent tweet.
Yeah, what is it?
Chocolate milk is insanely good. Just had some.
I think the only reason I'm on Twitter is for his tweets.
I was trying to find something. It was him and Mr. Beast went back and forth on something, and I don't know how to find it, but I saw Mr. Beast's comment to him. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see here. I know Mr. Beast is a massive Elon Musk fan.
Is he?
Yeah. Let me see. I'm going to look it up right now. It says Elon Musk, Mr. B. Jokes aside, be safe. I love you. Let me see here. Going back and forth between both.
Oh, it was a response to Elon Musk. If I die under mysterious circumstances, it's been nice knowing you. That was Elon Musk, which was totally, again, random. And Mr. Beast's response was, if that happens, can I have Twitter?
What did he say?
Okay.
Oh, there it is. I see that. Oh, shit. I see that. That is hilarious. I'm going to clip that.
And Mr. Beast posted no takesies, backsies. These guys are just a bunch of children.
Dude, I mean, Twitter's fun, man. That's what I want. I want social media to be fun again.
Dude, did you see, totally off subject, and we should probably end this podcast, but the last thing I'll say, did you see that Mr. Beast is currently building out a Willy Wonka's factory for, I guess, for some, one of his next YouTube videos?
I have. So remember those chocolates I bought? Remember that video I did?
Yeah.
Those chocolates? So those are the chocolates you unwrap. And if you have a golden ticket, you get to go.
Stop it.
Yeah, I'm not joking. So we had to record it, right? Just to see if he got it, but he didn't. But anyway, dude, yeah.
Buy more.
He's going all the way there. Oh, thanks. You put it up, the Twitter one. There you go. Thanks. Appreciate that. I'm going to post this up on my personal account. That's hilarious.
Which one?
All right. The thing you told me about Mr. Beast and
Elon. Yeah.
Yeah. Just going to post that one up. Thanks, buddy. Now
I'm going to retweet it. Does that count as a tweet if I retweeted it?
Yeah, it does.
Yes, I'm at 2.
There you go. I just posted it there on Facebook, not Twitter. What else you got for us? Anything else?
That's it, man. I think we'll wrap it up. That was, as always, that was fun. It's fun to rap about these topics because they're super relevant, and man, I just enjoy doing it. So until episode 62, my friend, I shall talk to you 12 times a day, probably.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for listening to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social. We are here to help you take your business to new levels through social media. Make sure to subscribe to get updates on new episodes and come join us on our Drunk on Social Facebook page. And as always, make sure you leave us a great review on your favorite podcast app. Feedback and likes are very much appreciated.